Aspen Young reading The Little Mermaid. Chapter 1 The Deep Blue Sea. Far out at sea, below the waves, deeper and deeper and deeper still, stood the Sea King's castle. There at the very bottom of the sea, the water was as clear as glass. The sand was as fine as powder. Tall seaweed grew up around the castle. Whales or small, bright fish darted morning in branches. The Sea King was very fond of his castle. It was the perfect place to bring up his 6 mermaid daughters. Each daughter was given her own small garden to care for. I'm going to shape my like a whale, said the eldest. Mine will have a seashell border, said the next, and I'm going to grow perfect, pretty flowers, said the third. The fourth and fifth mermaid loved exploring. Let's decorate our garden with treasure from shipwrecks, they said. Then their little sister appeared, hugged a thought of a smiling boy. Look what I found, she cried. I'm going to put him in my garden. The sisters spent all day in the castle water, tending their garden and play games. In the evening, as the sea turned to inky black, their grandmother called them inside for supper. Mermaids! Leaning in the sticky cushion, the family ate streaming seaweed, pearls, and sofa seafood. Tell us a story, Grandmama, begged the little mermaid. Grandmama had seen the world about the waves. She told amazed tales of man with 2 legs and no tail. There are buildings as tall as the ocean is deep, she said, and merchants that glide even faster than sharks. The little mermaid hugged on her every word. When you reach 15, honored the Sea King, you may rise above the waves and see these things for yourselves. While the older sisters flicked their tail delighted, the little mermaid sat dreaming on her finger. That's 6 whole years away, she sighed. One the eldest sister's 15th birthday, Sea King's castle filled with excitement. The mermaid showed their big sister with twinkly ears, but the best present of all was Sea King blessing. Now you can swim to the surface of the sea, he said. Come back quickly, called the little mermaid. She went to her everything about the world above. Her sister finally returned, glowing with excitement. I watched the sun sink into the sea, she said. Its orange light flowed the water. Oh! For hours, the mermaid pursued her with questions. Did you see land? What does air feel like? Were, were, were there any boats? The little sister was the most colorful. Did the wind stir your hair? She asked. Did the sun kiss your cheeks? That night, the little mermaid gazed at the sea above. A black boat glided through the water. It must be a ship, she thought. I wonder who's on it and where they're going. She fell asleep and dreamed to sailing the ocean. Chapter 3. Rescue from the storm. One by one, the sisters reached 15 and were allowed to swim above the waves. The little mermaid watched them rise up, hand in hand, longing for the days she could join them. As time dragged on, the little mermaid spent hours with their stern. I can't wait, I can't wait to see what dry land looked like, she told him. Finally, the year, then the month, then the days of their 15th birthday arrived. As soon as the celebration was over, she set off for the surface. Goodbye, she called to her sister, rising up like a bubble of air. With each swish of her tail, the water felt lighter. Her head broke through the wave, and she gasped. The sun was setting. The sun was setting, just as her sister had described, and there ahead floated a ship. The little mermaid swam closer, lantern hung from the mast, and lively music filled the air. Closer still, she saw people dancing on deck. She started to let their two legs carry them back and forth. A handsome young man appeared to wear a crown. Happy birthday, Prince Milo! The people shouted as 100 rockets exploded in the sky. The little mermaid watched the prince enchant. It was as if her strength had come to stay us. Suddenly, the war still had come to life. Suddenly the weather turned stormy, and everyone ran below deck. Waves rose up like mountains around the cracking ship, and the spark of lightning split the dark cloud. The little mermaid rode the storm with glee, but then she heard cries from the ship. The wind and waves were battering. It appeared, tossing terrified people into the foaming sea. The mermaid was horrified. They never served without tail. She thought, oh, the poor prince, I must find him. She searched everywhere, diving between beams and planks. At last, she saw him clinging to a broken raft. She pulled the prince into a sheltered cove and let the wave wash him ashore. Thank you, he mumbled. The little mermaid watched from a clump of seaweed as the sunlight warmed the sky. A pretty girl came and helped the prince to his feet. Smiling, he looked out to sea, then walked away. Chapter 4. Finding her prince. The little mermaid floated joyful back to the castle. How was it? Her sister asked together. Beautiful, she sighed. All day the sister played in the castle water. Catch! Cried the eldest, throwing a sponge ball. But the little mermaid was too busy dreaming of working with her prince. That night, every night, for a week, she'd swim back to the cove and gaze lonely at the empty beach. At dawn, she returned to her stir under the sea. Will I ever see my prince again? She asked. The marble boy just smiled. Why do you swim to the same place each night? Asked her sister one morning. The little mermaid blushed and told them about her prince. I've seen that prince, said the eldest sister. He lives in a grand castle by the sea. Really? Cried the excited little mermaid. Show me. That evening, all 6 mermaids rose up the sea and swam to the palace. It stood pond and shiny at the water edge. As the mermaids watched, a man stood onto the black scully. That's my prince, cried the little mermaid. Do you think he's looking for me? Don't be silly, said the eldest sister. Day after day, the little mermaid returned to the palace. Each time, she swam a little closer. When the prince went sailing, she swam behind him. She prayed from a storm so she could save him again, but it never came. Chapter 5. Playing the Prince. Painting the prince. Back beach, the waves, the sister would decorate the castle for a summer ball. Come and help us, they called to the little mermaid. She tried to tie ribbons, but she just couldn't concentrate. You're not still thinking about that prince, are you? Said her eldest sister. The little mermaid nodded. Remember, he's a man and you're a mermaid. Her sister went on. He will only make you happy. By you unhappy. By nightfall, the sea castle looked splendid. Blue flames rose up from pretty white shells, lighting the way from the garden to a hill. Ghosts stormed in wearing shabby clothes, and a fish band sang, blowing turns. The little mermaid turned to join in, but she couldn't stop thinking of her prince. I have to do something, she thought. Maybe the sea witch can help me. While the sisters swayed to fish band song, the little mermaid swam away. It was a dark and dangerous journey to the sea witch cave. The little mermaid floats, burbling hot mud, dodging swishy wild bones, and darted past slimy seaweed arms. At last the curved cave loomed up ahead. The ugly sea witch stood at the entrance. So you won't like to impress a prince, she snapped. The sea witch know everything. They will cost you dearly. But I have nothing to give to you. I give you, said the little mermaid. Yes, you do, the witch declared. Your voice, the little mermaid gulped. But how will I talk to my prince? She asked. That's not my problem. The witch started stirring a potion. This will split your tear in two, she said, and give you human legs. But there are two things you should know, she added. One, if you drink this potion, you can never go back to your father's castle. And two, if the prince doesn't return your love, you will dissolve into the ocean waves. The witch stopped sternly and looked up. Do you still want to drink it? She asked. The little mermaid didn't pause. I do, she replied. They were the last words she ever spoke. With a wave to her wand, the witch added the mermaid's voice to her potion. Chapter 6. The Prince's Birth. By dawn, the little mermaid was sitting on a sea rock near the palace. In her trembling hands, she held a bottle of the witch potion. Suddenly, a door opened and the prince stepped into his balcony. He stared and gazed out to sea. The sight of the prince made the mermaid bold. She swallowed the potion, jumped into the water, flushed it, splashed, and nearly drowned her tear and split into legs. The prince saw a splashes. Who's that? He called. Somebody help her. A servant ran in and pulled the little mermaid to safety. Soon she was standing in front of her prince. Who are you? He asked. She couldn't answer. He asked again. She still couldn't answer. Instead, she smiled. The prince smiled back. Find this young lady's some clothes, he said to his servant. She's joining me for breakfast. The little mermaid spent the whole day with the prince. She was very happy, but kept wobbling on her new feet. Take my arm, said the prince. I show you around. That evening, the little mermaid stood on the prince's balcony. 40 waves danced on the rocks. below. 5 tails flipped by, and she recalls the sisters. Come back, they cried. The little mermaid smiled, but shook her head. She had made her choice. I don't even know your name, the prince was saying, but when I saw you in the water this morning, I thought of my one true love. The mermaid's eyes sparkled and her heart beat fast. I almost drowned once, he went on. I was swept to a beach and walking by a lovely princess. Tomorrow I'm going to set sail and marry her. The prince's words were like a danger in the mermaid's heart. She was everything to her, but he loved someone else. Don't worry, he said, you can come with me. But the little mermaid shook her head, sobbing silently. Next morning, she watched her prince sail into the distance. The world she loved was lost to her. You can never go back, said the witch's voice inside her head. Come to us, sang the ocean softly. Forever, whispered the flamingo, with tears storming down her cheeks. The brave little mermaid disappeared into the welcoming